Hey guys, Sean Hiller, Vulcan Performance. Today we're talking about mastering injury prevention in running, how to have a healthy running program. Let's get into it. So the first thing we have to talk about, and this is really a fundamental aspect of just about any program you're ever gonna do, whether it be running, cycling, weightlifting, strength conditioning, whatever it is something we call the 10% rule. This is well known in physical therapy, not as well known as the health and fitness space. We need to bridge that gap. So the 10% rule basically states that if your intensity or volume increase or decrease more than 10%, then your odds of injury go up a staggering 72%. So we want to do everything we can in a good program to limit the amount of change that we see from week to week. And there's several different ways we can do it, but preemptively, as a programmer, as someone who's trying to write something for yourself, try to take into account how much the volume and the intensity is changing week by week, and get your calculator out, do some math, and make sure it's not over 10%. To calculate that, you can use the RPE scale. You can just take distance in if you are doing some running, so use meters, miles, whatever you want to use. You can calculate that to keep yourself healthy. The second thing we want to talk about, and this is a lot more advanced, is something called the acute chronic workload ratio. This is something that every good running coach knows about, and everybody who's doing programming has probably heard of this. The acute chronic workload ratio actually tells you if the training that you're doing is enough to make you get better, to make you a better runner. So we use the ACWR quite a bit. There's actually a sweet spot. So on the ACWR, it's going to give you a number like 0.8. So the ratio we want to be in is 0.8 to 1.3. If you're below 0.8 in your training program, that means you're probably not going to get better. That's actually, you're not at a level where you can get better. If you're between 0.8 and 1.3, that's the sweet spot. That's when we know we're training at an adequate level to where we're going to get better and not go too far or too less to have an injury occur. If you're over that 1.3, then you're overtrained and injuries go way up in the overtrained state. So there is actually a lot of math that goes into this, but you take into account the distance, the runner's intensity level, their RPE scale, how they feel in general. There's some subjectivity too, but it's rather an objective measure. This is something that we cook into all of our running templates that we have online. In fact, on our website, we have a 5K and a 10K running template. Both of those take into account the 10% rule and the acute chronic workload ratio to ensure that you're getting better and you're not going to get injured. Those things are huge for creating a successful, safe running program to make sure that you get better as a runner and not get injured. If you want some examples, if you want to check it out, we have these online. I'll put a link in the description and you can check them out. We have a 5K and a 10K template. The 5K is a 10-week program. The 10K is a 20-week program, and both of them are designed to help you PR your runs without getting injured. So check them out, and we'll do anything we can to help you. Reach out if you need us.